So William, to continue with our slurry storage options for people and just the options that are out there, what are we looking at here, say?
Well, we're just looking at a slurry lagoon here. This lagoon here would hold about 300,000 net volume, so it would. So it's a liner that we bring in from Holland, comes in one piece, so the install is quite quick. And no welding on site, which is beauty. Just with weather conditions, you can get, our guys can come in and out fairly quickly to get the job done and for the customer to start using.
Okay. So for this farmer here, what is his reality? Say, would you call out to the farmer first when he rings with an inquiry, or do you call out when the work is done, or what? Say.
Well, he was thinking of his storage options. We've sent him a couple of options, and he liked the option of lagoon just for cost-effective option for storing slurry. I called out, it was just greenfield site, he didn't look about digger, he didn't look about anything else, so we sent him the price. It came out, kind of helped him to line it out, kind of know the area of what the lagoon will take up. I gave him a plan for the digger to work off, and just during it I called out once just to see how they were getting on, if they had any queries, and then when the digging's done I took the measurement and then sent the order and we came out and installed it.
Yeah, so what's the reality of taking measurements then, say? Am I right in saying the whole thing must be ready, finished from the digger side of things?
We can order to plan. Now like a lot of digger men are very good there, they can dig it to the plan, so we can have it on site prior to the excavation being completed, so that means the diggers don't have to move to come back again for the install. So yeah, we've done them both ways. We've let them dig them first, measured and ordered, and then we've ordered it and supplied a plan for them to dig off. And
say, when you say measure, is that just a means of using a measuring tape, or what?
Yeah, well, simply it's just a full, you take from the top of the bank there down the side, across the bank and up, and then you allow around 2 to 3 metres at each end just for your anchoring trench.
Right, okay. And say from that day you come out to measure to when it arrives on site, what's the timeline?
From order there, you'll be talking with 3 to 5 weeks there, just depending on production, how they're getting on over in the factory.
How long for that to be installed by you then?
Well, the install, we put the pipework in there, then we put down a Taram material. It's like a protective canvas, just to protect it from any wee sharp stones or anything, and then the liner goes on top. Install would take 1 to 2 days, and the larger ones maybe another day just to finish it off now.
So what we're looking at here, you're looking at a concrete...
yeah, it's a concrete...
point, is it?
Yeah, concrete ramp here. A customer will be using a propeller mixer, so he just reverse down, put it down when he needs to mix. So it means if he ever catches something bulky, or if in case he lowers it too much, it just protects the liner. So it does. And he also has just used it as a discharge point with a 6-inch PVC pipe coming to his bare fitting to suck out of.
So what are we looking at over here then with this pipe taken up here?
This is just for my environmental side of things. If there was any ever needed check for leak detection, they can put they can use that there to test if there's any leakage at the bottom. So they could take a sample, bring it out, test it, and see if there's any leaking. But so you just have to, all lagoons must have that there. Just.
And so you're covering the UK and Ireland again with these, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So for people price-wise, what's the cost of this? Size first, and maybe the cost of it then?
Well, this is about 300,000 gallon, and you're talking around the 15,000 mark. But say if you want to, like a million gallon there, you'd be talking anything from 25 to 30. So it is a real cost-effective way of storing a large volume of slurry.
Okay, but that excludes what then, say, that's only to supply?
That's supply, the liner, protective canvas, drainage pipe, your discharge station. The customer would get the digger man in, and the customer would also look after the fence.
Okay, yeah. And I suppose rainfall is an issue in Ireland.
Yeah.
We're going to look maybe at cover there shortly, are we?
Yeah. I think for customers with lagoons and stuff, they need an incentive. They're looking for the grant option to make it viable to put the cover on, but the cover will be necessary in the near future. Suppose we think of the rainfall, and lagoons probably catches quite a bit of rain. They've just looked to The probably benefit in that way on the slurry storage, but also reducing the ammonia levels.
Okay, so we'll look at one of them shortly. And so maybe just to finish, can you show maybe a close-up of the material?
Yeah, this is the material here. It's an LDPE material. Has a nylon reinforcing mesh within it. It's quite flexible, so it's quite easy to work with, but it's very strong. Usually during the installs there, the liner would come like on a big roll. You'd roll from one side to the other. You have a digger at each corner with a few men in between, and the whole thing would just come. So the install is quite quick and simple there, just to get it in place.
And say lifetime guarantees, or what's the reality of it? Or?
For slurry, it's a 20-year design life, so it meets all the specifications required.
Okay, well then, thank you.
Thank you.